Lobby.
네, 그래서 여기가 이제 complimentary 커피를 제공하는 곳이고요. 네, 그래서 아침 7시 오늘은 더 웨스틴 호텔에, 그러니까 미국 해외 선물 트레이딩 컨퍼런스죠. 시카고에 있는 더 웨스틴 호텔에서 진행됩니다. 저희가 컨퍼런스를 할 장소이고요.
I'm Nick.
Nick, nice to meet you.
You are?
Ryan.
Ryan. Pleased
Yeah.
to meet you, Ryan.
네, 제 자리가 여기 있네요. 아침은 미국식이죠. 스크램블드 에그 있고, 그 다음에 포테이토 있고, 오트밀 있고요. 과일이랑, 그 다음에 트레이더들한테 항상 필요한 커피들이 있습니다. 그래서 저희 이제 수업 듣기 전에 그 트레이더들 모여서 이제 담소 나누면서 아침을 먹고요. 그 다음에 이제 거의 준비가 끝나서 이제 조금 있다가 이벤트 시작할 것 같습니다. 오트밀이랑 음식을 좀 챙겨왔습니다.
A few moments later.
Busy morning.
Oh yeah, it's almost showtime. Even the presenters gotta eat, but don't want to eat too much because it'll be good for the tummy.
I checked the schedule, it's pretty intense. It was like 7 hours.
That's right, we're jamming it in. Today we'll be talking for a full day.
I'll do all the video editing, so I'll show all the good things. 오늘 수업을 들으면서 트레이딩을 하려고 하는데 못할 것 같습니다. 사람들이 다 도착한 것 같습니다.
More than ever, even though I've been at this in my 22nd year now, I realize the importance of addressing the mind. So much so, later in the presentation today, I'm going to tell you how I'm specifically taking steps to arm my people, that's you, with better mind control. Limited information, just the market map, you don't. That's where the other tools come in. All right, so what happens when the market does get outside here? We talked about this. We switch. You got to switch, so that basically go into breakout mode. So what I'm trying to say is that this is resistance until you get above, then that's support. Now that's going to prop up the trade, okay, when you're up here. So until it gets to here, that's resistance. Once you get up there, especially close, now this is support. So you got to be able to flip it. It's hard for some traders, especially that are newer, to be able to make that distinguishment. So when the market is coming into these areas like this, watch this. Long two, we're coming up. You can consider covering there, fine. As we come up, you've got a decision to make, because if you cover the second one near the top of the box or value area, you're out, then you're out of a position. So if you don't do that, now you got a chance to go here, but this resistance, support. Once you get above, it's support, okay? And you got to be able to flip like that quickly, and this can happen in the matter of a minute or a second, actually. I mean, some of these will be one bar. Don't fall in love with that being a resistance point forever for the rest of that trade. You got to quickly, it's your job to follow the rules and move on to the next idea, which is the breakout mode trade right there. If you're entering short on this later here or right in here, get outside of that if you can. If we can avoid chopping across the wicks on candles if you're using candlesticks. Same concept. You can see again I drew a shorter line getting out. No guarantee we're going to get that full move, right, when it breaks there. So scale out risk, scale out with profit, and then we can trail stops. We'll cover that a little bit later, but then same thing here. Long range bar, we're not targeting down here. That's called being greedy, okay? Greed is not rewarded in trading.
I would like to see 10-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute charts. These are 10, 30, 60-minute charts. And if you look at that and the market profile system, you can kind of see the direction. So now we have a lot of sideways moves confirming from 10-minute and 60-minute time frame, because you see a lot of gray candles.
Yes. You have the exact
Right. You're very long into it. So let's say that
So bid and ask, right? So more ask is coming down to bid. It's going to crash. And support will turn into resistance, right? But the actual execution, there's a lot more selling coming down. So the execution of selling comes like 500, 700,000. It doesn't go down. When that happens, you can quickly turn back.
Trust me, I want you to make money. So the fact that it's down, so there's no right or wrong way where you have to either take profit or you can only trail a stop. You can do both, combination of both. The idea is you go proactively as a trader and go into risk management mode. So here's when, an example of the divergence, okay? How many times have you maybe not paid attention to Navigator? You get so laser focused on boxes, that's what everyone does, and here Navigator's yelling and screaming, tapping you on the shoulder. You notice how it's kind of a range where that overbought at plus 40, minus 40. Here's the thing, difference between plus 40 and minus 40 is how much? 80, right? So in theory, if we're down here at minus 40, how much gas do we have to go long? 80. But how much do we have to go short if on a new position? 0. You're about out of gas. It's essentially a representation of developing balance area. Remember, market map is telling you factually where the volume is. This is looking forward, where we believe emerging balance areas may be. And this is why sometimes you'll see boxes will appear in a place that the market doesn't even go sometimes. It's because it's not that it got it wrong, it's just depending where the market is, the market didn't even have to set foot in that area to continue the trend. This is a topic we've kind of talked about before. Just when you're inside the area, we're going to consider this to be balanced market, okay? So balanced in this area, okay? That's really a nice little balance right there. So when the market's coming up here, oh, resistance, pressure, we come down here, support. When we get up there, notice the arrows are pointing up, and we flip-flop. Talked about that. And there's just two possibilities. Either you're in the box or out. Confluence targets, we just talked about this recently here, so it's fresh in my mind. So beware of the broader levels when we're doing confluence, and here's what I mean by that. First, you want to identify the short-term support resistance levels, because look at level. So it's just another set of reinforcement levels for you for combining the price compression levels with boxes, okay? The morning of day one is always the thickest, and we covered a lot of ground. Are you gonna kick his music on there? Oh, he's got a chart on here, just realized.
그래서 오전 세션이 끝났고요. 지금 이제 점심시간인데 저는 호텔에서 진행하는 만큼 전부 다 제공을 합니다. 점심 메뉴는 여기 뜨거울 것 같은데 안 들어보네. pan-seared salmon 연어고요. 스테이크가 있네요. 치킨 단백질 보충을 하라고 여러 가지가 있습니다. 샐러드, 치킨, 스테이크 이렇게 있네요. 아침을 아까 좀 많이 먹어가지고 중간에 약간 졸렸는데 점심은 적당하게 먹고.
Okay, some of you might know these gentlemen. He is one of the best presenters that I have ever encountered.
Yeah, so usually my go-to time frames are 10 minute, 30 minute, and 30 minute. Sometimes I have to see a bigger picture. Then I look for 120 and 200 minutes, as well as daily chart. So it really depends on you define what time frames are you going to use, what time frames and the systems, then you practice a lot in replay situations. Once you have the data and you practice enough in replay, and then when you trade with the real money, size down, and once you have these three criteria, then just every day, still, you're going to have a lot of trials and errors, but you're going to start seeing some good results.
Who wants ahead? Ask a good question. Oh, yeah, okay. Now they come. Ask a question. Thanks, gentlemen, for coming up and letting us put you in the hot seat. These are resources for you. Interesting perspective that everyone's journey is unique, and as I like to say, every trader has a story. Wow.
$2,000 of trading gear watch.
By the way, sit in the middle seat at the on a plane and just flip them open in front of you. See how they like it.
그래서 이벤트가 다 끝났고요. 다 같이 크루즈 하러 가기 위해서 기다리고 있습니다. 오래 앉아 있는 것도 쉽지가 않네요. 여기 트레이딩을 좋아하는 사람들과 함께 모여서 의견을 나누고 뭐 얘기하고 굉장히 좋았습니다. 항상 다 알고 있다고 생각을 하는데 알고 있는 것도 같이 얘기를 하고 또 디테일한 것들을 나누다 보면 그 속에 또 몰랐던 거를 발견하는 경우가 굉장히 많기 때문에 이런 기회가 있을 때마다 와서 같이 어울리고 이야기를 나누고 굉장히 큰 도움이 되는 것 같습니다.
At least with the ES, I learned how to really trade with the ES, but I found that the market does have a rhythm and a dance to it. And I found there's about 7 dances to the ES. Okay, there's some of them have higher probabilities. I can see a trade and where it's going to go. So it's based on energy and it's based on correspondence of price and time. So
He called the trade this morning for ES and he moved like 40 points.
yeah, it was between 69 and 71. So I'm always looking at different time frames.
Yeah.
But always remembering what the bigger time frame is. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely have to use, I believe, multiple time frames. So I'm trying to capture like 20, 30, 40 points. So, but whatever time frame I do, the lowest I will go is a 50-minute chart. And there's a reason why I use 50 minutes. 50.
50 minutes.
Yeah, and I'll show you guys why I share. So I use odd numbers because there's 24 hours in the day, right? But there's only really 23 hours in the day.
What ticker is that?
That's the yes. That's the yes. Okay, so look what happened. It broke through, right? With a very bad candle. See how it went there?
Yeah.
Right? And see where it went?
Yeah. 네, 배 타러 갑니다. 트레이더들이랑 있으니까 하루 종일 트레이딩 얘기를 하게 되네요. 네, 다른 장소로 이동을 하면서도 트레이딩 얘기를 하고 밥 먹으면서도 트레이딩 얘기를 하고 기다리면서도 트레이딩 얘기하고 대부분의 이야기는 그냥 트레이딩인 것 같아요. 트레이딩, 뭐 인베스팅. 네, 안에 칵테일 바도 있고 약간 멀미가 날 것 같습니다. 오래 타고 있으면. Yes, that's right.
Let them take their own thing because they'll learn the best that way. Of early wave on the 3500 on the S&P.
I'm sorry, is this on a daily or weekly
No,
chart?
this is on the yearly.
Yearly chart.
Yeah, on the yearly chart and the pullbacks too.
Yeah.
So I feel very confident that the wave count is very correct. We hit the minimum retracement, which implies a very bullish future because the more retraces, the weaker the fifth wave is going to be, right?
Yes, right.
It was like 28.
20% from the
20%, yeah. And normally you want to see like the perfect early wave is like a 32% retracement.
Yeah.
It's a Fibonacci.
Yeah, it's Fibonacci, right? It's Fibonacci.
Yeah.
So 32, but it can go to like 25, 23, 30 something, or 50 or 61.
Yeah.
If it goes to 61, that could be a truncated with fifth wave or a slightly higher high, but it's not gonna have a lot of power.
Right.
So
여러 가지 음식이 있네요. 물론 배가 천천히 움직이긴 하지만 많이 먹을 수 있을지 모르겠습니다. 크루즈 탄 지 한 2시간 정도 지났고요. 뷔페 음식 굉장히 맛있었습니다. 그리고 무엇보다 좋았던 거는 정말 트레이딩을 좋아하는 사람들끼리 모이니까 하루 종일 트레이딩 이야기를 하게 되네요. 오늘 러닝 세션이 대략 한 6시간, 7시간 정도 있었고 그 다음에 밥 먹으면서도 트레이딩 얘기, 아침 먹으면서 트레이딩 얘기, 점심 먹으면서 트레이딩 얘기, 저녁 먹으면서 트레이딩 얘기, 하루 종일 트레이딩 얘기를 했습니다. 그러니까 얘기가 다른 얘기를 하다가도 계속 트레이딩 얘기로 빠져요. 그래서 데이 2 러닝 세션 시작됐고요.
Your success as well. He wanted to sit in.
So yeah, it was a really good reminder and reinforcement of how to use TAS and plus technical analysis.
You've been living out of a hotel and out of a suitcase for how long now?
So yeah, I came here April 20th, so I was in LA.
He was here real early for the event.
So a little bit of a mixture of Airbnb and the hotel. So LA to Vegas, I was playing a poker event. Came here to work with the Ninja Trader. Then I flew to New York. Then I'm back to Chicago. So
Awesome. So if you thought your commute was bad, shorter term time frame is 1/3 the longer term. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like something magical happens at that. In fact, again, look at my 10-30. That's 1 to 3, right? But then 30 to 60 is, in theory, that one should be 120 if I'm going to follow it, right? So it's right down here right here, right there. So this market starts to come down, boom, oh, we get down below that supply level. Plenty good on the navigator, check the box there. We're already in bearish breakdown, check the box there. And this will be down below that demand level. So you see how in advance, across 3 time frames, you see, we call it the on-ramp in the class, right? The on-ramp to start your road trip. You have a high degree of variation on the risk side, which is not ideal. We want to reel in and have a more defined risk plan, as you'll soon see. So now the other way to do it would be this. So this is like, let's identify a dollar amount I want to risk on the position. Now here's another one. Typically it's going to be for larger accounts, 100,000 and above, I'd say.
네, 그래서 이틀 동안의 러닝 세션이 모두 마무리가 됐고요. 상당히 인텐스했지만 배운 것들이 많은 것 같습니다. 아는 내용이라고 해도 다시 되짚어보면서 개인적으로 뭐 필기나 노트 테이킹 같은 걸 많이 했고요. 그 다음에 이제 미국의 분위기가 한국의 분위기와 조금은 다른데, 물론 뭐 사람마다 다른 거겠지만 그런 이고, 그 다음에 뭐 카키니스 이런 것들이 조금 확실히 덜한 느낌이었어요. 정말 오픈 마인드로 내가 이 사람보다 더 많이 알고 있다라고 해도 자유롭게 질문하고 답변하면서 그런 의견 공유, 토론의 문화가 잘 빌드업이 되어 있는 것 같습니다. 저희 레스토랑에서 그냥 이제 뭐 간단하게 밥 먹으면서 얘기하는 시간이죠. 네, 여러분 이제 친숙한 요한 삼촌과 같이 왔고요.
Number 7? Thank you.
English, 스티브도 왔고 어제 이제 디프리 하는 사람들이 다 왔죠. Are we gonna play this one?
Get yourself in there.
자, 볼까요? 그러면 에드, 오케이, 라이언, 다트를 잘.
If you're as good at darts as you are poker.
There's no relation. But let's do this.
You got the wrong teammate. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I scored 1 point, $3. I think I remember.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?